But we were not the only country having problems with foreigners from different cultures committing crimes against our children, while ideologically captured politicians continue to believe that the right thing to do when that happens is to protect the pedophile. Which is why the Muslim ringleader of a Pakistani rape gang that methodically targeted young girls in Britain for sexual trafficking was just released from prison 8 years early. He's not even 2/3 of the way through his sentence. Shabir Ahmed was sentenced to a paltry 22 years in prison after being convicted in 2012 for multiple rapes and other sexual offenses against little girls as young as 13 years old. Ahmed gave his child victims drugs and alcohol and then gang raped them in rooms with other men who were overwhelmingly from Pakistani Muslim backgrounds. Most of the victims were white girls from working class families, according to the Telegraph. Gerald Clifton, the judge who oversaw Ahmed's case, stated that Ahmed's victims were treated as though they were worthless and beyond any respect, and simply because they were not Muslims. And make no mistake, if you are unfamiliar with these groups and the testimonies of their victims, then I am here to tell you what a lot of people don't want to bring into this conversation, but which there is endless testimony to prove. They specifically target white girls on the basis that they are racially inferior. These are Muslim supremacists, full stop, who openly say as much to their victims. That is a repeat pattern that is found in these cases, even among the people who are willing to talk about it, a lot of them want to leave that part of the story out. There are too many victims talking about what was actually said to them to deny that. Ahmed's defense spent its time labeling the children that the grown-ass pedophile had gang raped as being prostitutes, and arguing that Judge Clifton was racist for holding him to account as though he was on equal footing with everyone else. More than 60 men were convicted just in Ahmed's huge pedophile gang in Rochdale, England. He was supposed to be behind bars until 2034. And here he is, free to roam the streets thanks to liberals. And more children will be put at risk while his unlikely deportation is discussed instead of it being a given under the circumstances. A letter that was sent to one of Ahmed's victims revealed that the British government does not currently have any plans to deport Ahmed back to Pakistan due to the 1971 Immigration Act. That act says that any immigrants who arrived in Britain before 1973 and have lived in that country for more than 5 years cannot be deported for any reason, even the mass rape of children. Sarah Robotham, a former National Health Service worker who helped to uncover Ahmed's crimes, reminded everyone of what they are dealing with here, saying, he was able to coerce, manipulate, and organize a highly manipulative group of men. And when in court, he was volatile in court and towards the judge. There have been no indications that his views have changed. The de-investment in probation services means that any monitoring of him and his behavior is likely to be really weak. Who is going to make sure he, and maybe others, do not seek revenge? A victim who did not want to be publicly named told the BBC that she was scared of that very thing, fearing for her safety and for her kids' safety. She added, "The main ringleader is getting out of prison, who is well known in Rochdale, Oldham, and Middleton. So even if he's not in that area, he still knows people and has a chance to talk to people from that area, and that makes me unsafe." But who cares about you or your kids? You're just a white, working-class rape victim. He's a brown pedophile gang rapist. So he outranks you in the hierarchy of what's important. Know your place. At least that has been the attitude of the British government and the British police for years. The Home Office, the UK government's lead department for policing, border security, and immigration, acted as though anyone out there still believes their empty promises, declaring that this was all okay because, quote, his every movement will be tracked. And forced to wear an electronic tag, he will rightly be on the sex offenders register for life, ordered to stay away from his victims and banned from contacting any child or young person. And he has proven himself to be so good at obeying the big laws that why should anyone be concerned about him violating a restraining order? I mean, he unapologetically rapes kids, but he would never do that. We've told him not to.